Welcome to my kitchen, everyone. Today we are making veg thali, another veg thali. I'll link the previous one at the end as well. So here I'm going to start off by boiling my dal. I had soaked half a cup of arhar dal for a couple of hours, and it's swollen up to become 1 cup. I've discarded the water, added the dal to the pressure cooker. I've added half a teaspoon of salt, a quarter teaspoon of turmeric, and a cup of water. And I'll just stir it, and I'll put the lid on for the pressure cooker. And the way I pressure cook this dal is on high to first whistle, and then medium for 5 minutes, and then this dal is done. Okay, and at the same time, I have put some water in a pan to parboil my potatoes for the sabzi. Baingan, Aaloo, I'm making eggplant and potatoes. So whenever I boil my potatoes, I always spice the water somehow so that the potatoes have a little bit of flavor. This time I've added salt and half a teaspoon of garam masala. I got these gorgeous little eggplants in the grocery store the other day, so I knew I had to make them. I love these, so I've just kind of slit them like that and left them in the water to soak a bit while I peel and veg my potatoes. So I'm using 3 medium-sized potatoes and 5 little eggplants, and this is enough sabzi for 2 people one time. The dal is enough for 2 people 2 times, so it's that the dal is 4 servings, but the sabzi is 1 serving because we like something fresh each day. But the dal we can eat for 2 days. So I've peeled and veg my potatoes. In the meanwhile, my water has also boiled, so I'm going to add my potatoes in the water, put the heat to medium, and let it simmer for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes to parboil them. That's it. I'm going to finish cooking them in the pan with the eggplants. So for now, I'm just going to parboil my potatoes just for 5 minutes in this slightly spiced water. And that's a good way to get the flavor in. So while that's happening, I'm going to make my dough for 2 rotis. So for 2 rotis, I've taken half a cup of atta, half a teaspoon of the sat isabagol, which is psyllium husk, to pump up the fiber. And to this I will add about a quarter cup of cold water and just move it around till it comes together in a dough ball. And then I will leave that dough ball to rest. I won't knead it now. I will knead it just before I make my roti. So at this point, I'm just going to collect up all the atta and into one dough ball. And this is enough for 2 rotis, and that's good. And what we found is, as far as wheat rotis go, once a week is more than enough for us. We use other type of flour. So now I'm going to make the masala for my eggplant and potatoes. And there are many masalas to make, but this particular one is my favorite because it's easy. I use the chunky chaat masala. It's a blend of spices. So really what you want to do is find a blend of spices that you like, or make a blend of spices that you like. And so I like the chunky chaat masala spice mix. To this I add my favorite red chili powder. Now I do use Kashmiri chilies, so it's not very hot, but it does have a really nice flavor. So here I've mixed in my Kashmiri red chilies, and now I'm going to make a mess of my beautiful tea towel. I don't know, I wasn't thinking then. Anyway, I'm going to add some cumin seeds and some of this masala. I'm going to stuff my eggplant with that right in the middle, and that's how I will flavor the eggplant. And as you can see, I've done all 5 of them, and now my tea towel is ruined, and all I can think about is, thank God there was no turmeric in it, because I threw it in the wash and it'll be fine. But I was very mad at myself for making a mess of my tea towel, my pretty tea towel. So I've got my pan, my non-stick pan, because I'm cooking oil free, and you need something non-stick for that. I've added a little bit of water and added my eggplants to that. And I did check it, in 5 minutes, and this is the start of the eggplants after about, I would say, 6 minutes. I checked it every 3 minutes. So after about 6 minutes, by that time my potatoes were parboiled, so I added in my potatoes. They do have a little bit of seasoning in them because I boiled them in the seasoned water. And so now I've added my eggplant. So sort of the eggplant and the potatoes are sort of at par right now. They both have a bit of flavor. They're both partly cooked. I add some water, and now I will add my spice mix that I had made up. Now I did make up quite a bit, and I'm not going to use all of it. Obviously, I'll only use the amount I want to, and I'll keep the rest for another recipe another time. So you can see at the background my dal is also cooked up by now, or it's boiled by now. It's not fully ready, but I've added some my potatoes and eggplant together now with some masala. I'll add some more water, and I'm going to cover it and cook them together for I work in 3 minutes intervals, so I'm going to do it I'm going to put a 3 minute and check it after that. So I've moved it off to the side, and I'm going to check on my dal. The pressure had released by now, so I checked on it. It looked really good to me. By the time I add my tadka and stuff, it'll thicken up some more. So for this stage, it's perfect. And I'm going to start my tadka for the dal. So even though my meal is oil free, for my dal, which is 4 servings, I will add 1 teaspoon of ghee. I like the flavor of ghee in dal. So I do add that. So it's about quarter teaspoon of ghee per serving. I'm okay with that. If you don't want to, you don't have to add it. You can make the masala exactly this way, and you dry roast your mustard seeds and stuff, and then when you add, before you add your dry spices, and you can saute your tadka in water as well. So here my 3 minute alarm went off, so I'm checking on my eggplant and potatoes. It's looking really good. I'm adding some more water. The water is good because it kind of deglazes the spices from the bottom of the pan and brings them back into play. So here I am. I had my ghee, and I added some mustard seeds earlier. I added a pinch of hing to this. I will add some cumin seeds as well, and this will splutter away. And now I will add about a quarter teaspoon of minced garlic, and a quarter teaspoon of minced ginger. It's coming, wait for it. I was hunting for my spoon. But that's okay because the cumin actually needs to be quite brown for this tadka, so that was fine. So here I've added my garlic and my ginger. Very little I add. The arhar dal is a very delicate flavor, so you don't want to add too much. And also, it's just 4 servings, so just a quarter teaspoon of each is fine. I've got about half of a medium onion, some coriander stems finely chopped up, and 1 green chili finely chopped up. And I've mixed that into the tadka, and I'm going to move it around till the onion is just turning pink. I don't wait for it to turn pink, it's just turning pink. And I've added this is actually 2 of the really small tomatoes. So 2 of the small tomatoes, or so you could add 1 medium tomato or 2 of the small tomatoes. And to this tadka, I'm going to add some salt, some red chili powder. Let's see what I add. Here is my salt. I did add a bit of salt in the dal. So here's my red chili powder and my dhania powder, and a touch of haldi again, because when I opened the dal I felt it could use a bit more haldi. It wasn't sort of yellow enough for me. Anyway, so I've now added up my spices, and I'm going to mix it up and just let it cook on high till this tadka is well meshed together. I'm sort of helping it along by just pressing it with the spatula. So in the meanwhile, my 3-minute timer went off, so I'm checking on this. Now, oil-free cooking is low and slow. Okay, so you have to cook it on low heat. Oh, you can see my potatoes are so nicely browned. Oh, this really turned out well. So everything will brown, everything will cook. You just need patience for this. This whole sabzi took 15-20 minutes. I tested it at the thickest portion with my knife. I thought it was almost there. And the other thing is I do add a little spice as I go, because in oil-free cooking, when you're cooking with water, some of the spice sort of just gets lost. So you do need to add a little as you go along, and especially when you add water, it dilutes everything, so you want to maintain the taste. So here I've covered up my thing. I've added my curry leaves to my tadka. I forgot to add it up front when I was crackling it, so this is fine, it'll still work. So now I added it to the end, and now I've added my tadka to the dal, and exactly the way my mom taught me, I'm going to take the spices off the pan. Don't leave anything in the pan, the tadka pan. It needs to come into the dal. So you add a little bit of water and take all the spices from the tadka pan into the dal. I tasted it. Oh, it was yummy. Now, some people do add lemon and whatnot in this dal, but I don't like to do that because I like my flavors to be a little different. And I am going to add lemon in my veggies, so I'm not going to add lemon in my dal. This dal, I'm just going to bring it to boil and have the tadka mesh with it, and that should be done. You can see on the side I'm checking on my eggplant and potatoes, my Aaloo Baingan. I'm going to finish them off now. It's nice when everything comes together at the end. Here it is. Oh, look at those potatoes and eggplant. I'm going to finish them off with a bit of lemon juice, and after I add the lemon juice, I'm going to cover it and turn off the heat and allow it to just kind of steam in the lemon juice for a bit while my dal finishes itself. Here it's done. I'm happy with it. The consistency is good. I am going to rest it for 5-10 minutes while I make my roti, so it will continue to thicken up, but I won't boil it anymore. So here I've switched off my dal and put it away, and I'm going to make my raita. So today's raita is finely chopped cucumber, green chilies and coriander, and I had a little bit of sour cream left over that I'm going to use up. So today's raita is not with yogurt, it's with sour cream. So I like the taste of that. The sour cream is not exactly sour, it's just slightly sour, so it gives that taste of dahi that you get in India. So I kind of like that taste a lot. You don't get that in yogurt. Yogurt is almost never sour. Okay, so the sour cream is nicer, I find, for the raita. So I've got my 3 veggies chopped up for my raita, and I'm going to add to this about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, roasted cumin powder. The roasted cumin powder is the only one I actually make at home, because this is the only one I find I can't get the taste right with store-bought ones. So I've got my sour cream that I'm going to finish up this tub. It was just, I looked at the expiry date, had about a week to go, and I didn't want to wait any longer and have to toss it, so I just used it up. And this raita, actually, as I said, I almost prefer it over the one with the yogurt because the taste is closer to the dahi. So here's my dough ball. I'm going to knead it a bit. I'm just going to make 2 rotis with this. After I finish kneading it, I'm going to, here I am busily kneading away. I think when I touch it, I know when it's ready. It kind of becomes like, glossy and pliable. And you can see the more I knead it, the more gluten is released and it becomes that way. And I'm happy with it. And I'll make my 2 balls, my 2 pedas, and roll out my roti. And then after I've rolled out my roti, I will put it on the tawa and heat it up. And both my rotis, they ballooned up nicely. Here one I've done. So on my roti, I do put like a touch of ghee. So to, as they say, chuparna, to chupro the ghee on the roti. So, and you'll see me do it on this one. It's really whatever is at the back of the spoon, that's what goes on the roti. And here's my final thali, my aloo baingan. They were so well made and so light and tasty. You can actually taste the flavors when you don't use the oil in the veggies. And the dal and my sour cream raita, it was yummy. I hope you guys try it and enjoy.